I'd like to touch briefly on the rules at Les Quis. The rules have been put there for a specific reason, and that is to not only help you enjoy your holiday, but to make sure that we can continue to have other people enjoy their holidays. So a lot of the rules are there to not only protect the fish, but the whole fishery, the whole environment needs protecting, so our rules are there specifically for a reason. I'm going to touch on some of the rules briefly, but first of all let me say, if you are caught breaking the rules, there are no reasons that you can give that are acceptable. At the end of the day, the rules are there for a reason, and the rules, if they are broken, means you will be asked to leave, because the rules will be made abundantly clear to you, and also they're available, so there is no excuses. So please don't embarrass us by asking you to leave because you've broken a simple rule. Now what I want to do is touch on some of these rules. Bait wise, it is a boilie only venue. That means boilies only, not ground bait, not pellets, not particles. Certainly no plastic baits. Plastic baits also are a no-no. So bait wise, boilies only. Talk about hooks. We are a strict, very very strict barbless hook only. Not crushed barbs, not micro barbs, barbless. Barbless hooks are available in every tackle shop now, so there is no reason to turn up without barbless hooks. Barbless, in our opinion, barbless hooks are a lot safer, not just for the fish, but also the other wildlife. If you cast into a tree and snap off, a barbless hook is far less damaging to the wildlife. Plus, for all of you who've never done it, I can assure you a barbed hook in your finger causes a lot more damage than a barbless one. Common sense will let you know that. So, it is a barbless rule only. Shock leaders, another one that's very very important to us. We do not want people using shock leaders of any type. Shock leaders or the leaders that are meant to help sit on the bottom, none of those are allowed, because a lot of these leaders don't allow the leads to be ejected correctly, and they can cause fish to be tethered, which is another reason we don't want them. Lead core is banned, again because of the problems with ejecting tackle. I know the rig that you may be using may be perfectly safe, but there are a lot of anglers out there who don't quite understand the mechanics of some of these anti-eject rigs, and you need to get them right. So our rule is no shock leaders, no lead core. Excuse me. Sacking. There is definitely under no circumstances sacking. If you catch an exceptionally good fish that you want to take a picture of during the night, modern cameras are more than adequate to do the picture, and if you need to retain the fish for a short period while you get your camera together, just make sure it's in your landing net safely until you can get the rest of your gear. A few minutes, there's not a problem, but you do not need to have a sack even in your possession, so don't bring one. We do not allow them. I'd also like to talk about braided line. I know all the advantages to braided line about the strength, the diameter, etc, etc, but braided line can also cause a huge amount of damage to the fish and other wildlife. So again, it is a mono, or if you like to call it nylon line, rule only. No exceptions. Braid you can only use for your feature finding, so you do not need to be using a braided main line. Also want to talk about how many rods you can use. It is a 3-rod venue, not 4, not 5, not a sneaky one down the side. It is 3 rods. 3 rods is more than adequate, and you don't need that. Obviously you can bring a marker rod, but we don't allow spodding, so you don't need a spod rod. So 4 rods for your whole trip is more than adequate. So there are other rules that we have, but they're all pretty much common sense. If you need to look at these rules, please check the website, and the full list of rules is available. And as I said earlier, don't embarrass us by asking you to pack up and leave because you've broken a rule. It's not only going to spoil your holiday, but it would actually spoil ours as well, because it would create problems and bad feelings. There is no need for it. Read the rules. If in doubt, ask one of the bailiffs when you arrive, and they will let you know exactly where you stand.